This is Ayr Parkrun last week. Beautiful, dry, sunny, runner's paradise. And this week, absolutely raining cats and dogs. What a difference a week makes. 168 little hours. Okay, so my singing might be even more stinking than the weather. But even despite the rain, I still turn up because it's pretty much the only place that I can talk about threshold training and Strava non-stop without my wife accusing me of ruining date night. Aye, I always end up hanging about for ages because the chat's so good. Well, there was that American fella last week that told me that he was full of spunk. I don't think it's a good idea to start on a full stomach, but it's probably good for his sodium levels, to be fair. Anyway, welcome again to Ayr Parkrun Ayr.
3, 2, 1, go!
And away we go. The first 100 metres is just puddles everywhere.
There's no point in trying to avoid them, you might as well just go straight through.
And there's me almost immediately pretending to be tough to my fellow runners before this.
Jesus Christ!
A puddle that could float the Titanic took me from David Goggins to blasphemy in about 8 seconds. What an atmosphere though, absolutely fantastic. Just running through, everybody laughing, jumping puddles, getting soaked. It's just exactly what Parkrun's all about. Let's set out some goals for today. So a bronze goal for me would be just to finish, no blow up like last week. Silver goal would be to beat my personal best at Ayr, which is 25.51, and my gold would be to beat Scott's Ayr personal best for the family of 25.02. Completely forgetting to thank the marshal there. That is poor etiquette, particularly in weather like this.
Yes!
As you can hear, I'm absolutely loving the vibes, running, skipping through the puddles. I can't help but just soak it in, literally. Now cruising round the duck pond, feeling like taking things nice and easy here. I'm certainly making sure I'm not going to blow up. Just settling in behind White Socks here. And I finished the first kilometre in 5 minutes 30 exactly. So that puts me on pace for a 27.5 minute finish time, which isn't terrible given the conditions, but if I dig in, speed up a wee bit, I can certainly improve upon that. Just now, I am not going to do anything crazy. I'm just taking it nice and easy. I've kind of gave myself a bit of a day off here because the conditions are no PB conditions. So just enjoying it, see what comes, continue doing that. Maybe that relaxed attitude might help.
Hey, Sock's only going to be awake for long, buddy.
Classic Run Steve Run par there. Chatting up my fellow park runners. Starting to squeeze the pace just a wee bit now. I'm feeling really comfortable.
Thank you very much.
Redemption for my rudeness earlier. That was some good karma, and I'll need all the good karma I can get if I'm hoping to attack Scott's PB today. Still in hopes and dreams, but just have to wait and see. And as I hit this big puddle, look over my shoulder and I'm overtaken, which came as a bit of a surprise to me. I was going really well. This big fella comes down. Don't know if he's got the right footwear on because he's doing a fair bit of slipping and sliding about in the mud here, but he's getting away from me just now, and I'll just latch onto the back of him and let him pull me along for a wee while. covered the second kilometre in a time of 5:19, so very steady pace there, much more sensible pace than last week.
Thank you. Brilliant. Amazing.
And the Marshal has very shrewdly noticed that I'm wearing a Loch Ness Marathon 2024 t-shirt. So how do I describe such a life-changing, incredible event? I list 2 basic adjectives. Well done, Stephen. Now, as I get down this end of the park for the first time, I notice the path is getting worse and worse until I reach this point here where it actually turns into what I would describe as a shallow river. I skip back and forth across it. I'm just trying to find a path through, continue on at a reasonable pace. At this point I'm feeling still very good, feeling absolutely brilliant, like it's a nice relaxed run in the park. There's this guy ahead of me and I'm just going to keep him within my sights. I'm going to wait for the last kilometre and then I'll drop everything, but for now I'll just keep the pace that I've been maintaining for the last kilometre or so. As I come round and remember to thank the Marshal this time.
Thank you.
I finished my 3rd kilometre, which I did in 5 minutes 20, so really maintaining that pace. 5:19 for the second, 5:20 for the third. Very happy to just keep going like this. I remember this time last week, this is really where it started to hurt. I didn't have much left in the tank. I think I said I had 90% of my energy used up at this point. I've got plenty in the tank this time. And as I come round this very muddy corner, I nearly had to body check this woman into that puddle for getting in the way, because when you're on the hunt for a PB, you're on the hunt for a PB. These fellas know what that's all about. This is some of the really faster runners coming back past. They've already been round the duck pond again. And they're now on their way to the finish, probably looking at 20, 21 minutes for a finish. They are what some of the top guys, if not the top guys. And as I take my final lap around the duck pond, I approach another runner. I'm going to get to pass somebody else. I can see fluorescent top in front of me, still with him. It's been him stretching away, me pulling him back, him stretching away, but I've been just keeping a nice even pace. That just seems to be what's happened. I remember all too well this point of the race. Last time 4k and just here is where I died. Very different story this time, as I'm looking to make a pass. And actually feeling so good I decide it's time to really start kicking on at this point while I've got a bit of tarmac below me. And just start kicking, jumping over the puddles, still feeling brilliant, actually feeling like maybe I should have went a bit faster earlier on, but also glad that I've conserved a lot of energy as I power along here. So I think it might be time to start making a charge for green top here. Just squeezing the pace, making a wee surge, I can see now that he looks like he's struggling. Something that he has got quite an unconventional style of running anyway, but he does look like he's not struggling, but he's given everything he's got to get around this last kilometre. I've still got a wee bit left, so I'm just going to push past him, and that really helps me to think, right, time to just leave everything out there and get going. It does seem I'm making a really good surge here as I pass another runner. All this is helping me to push further and faster. Just try and get the best time possible. Feeling really good here. And this is the only point that matters, the final 200 metres. All that easy running has come to a really big push at the end, and I can see a wee group of runners there. You can see that fluorescent orange. There's 3 or 4 of them there. I can make up a few positions here, and I'm going to come round the corner at the marshal. There is no thank you this time. There is only running hard, and I'm going to start accelerating as soon as I hit the tarmac and give it the absolute beans as I go. Go on, Stephen. You can do this. Never mind the puddles now. One of them drops off the back. I think I can catch 2 of them here. I'm certainly going to catch this one at the back as I surge up the right-hand side. Oh, she's trying to squeeze me at the right-hand side onto the grass, cheeky bugger. I don't care. I will go across the grass and take that position. Can I catch one more? No, I can't. But I finish in a time of 26:24. So it's not fantastic, but given the conditions, I'm fairly happy with that. Final kilometre of under 5 minutes, so I certainly did push harder there. Certainly met my bronze goal of just running a good race. Pretty even splits. I was actually, my slowest kilometre was the first one, my fastest was the last, so a negative split overall, and very happy with how I ran the race. I didn't go too fast. Given the conditions, I actually ran a lot faster than last week, and I think if it had been good conditions, I would have been there or thereabouts for a PB, maybe getting close to Scott. If I'm totally honest, we've got to be honest, Scott is out of reach at the moment, but we are just starting some serious speed training. I'll not be back at Ayr Parkrun for at least a month, maybe more, and I'm pretty confident by the time I come back here, I'll be a serious threat to the Hare family PB, 25:02. That is assuming that conditions are better than they've been today, where it has in fact been wetter than a horny mermaid.
Well, that was a different flavour run today, wasn't it? Whew. You alright? Yeah. Hey, socks only going to be white for long, buddy.